Oh, darling, when are you free to take some tea with me? I'm inquiring. Why don't you tell me a story about Great Ireland, about Great Scotland, about Great Norway? Why don't you go back to Argentina? Argentina was great. Africa was great. Everything was great. Great Alexander. Great the Great. Uh, and the Excalibur. The Excalibur. Yeah. Yeah. That thing. That thing. Where do we put that thing? I don't remember. Well, let's just say that the Templar uh, treasure, it's in a ship dancing around the globe. Because if we tell them that we put that thing in Scotland, they are not gonna believe us, and they're gonna think that Jack Smollett wasn't Jack Smollett, but but the truth is that he was Jack Smollett, and he knew exactly what he was talking about when he said that he was gonna kill them 7 times, and he killed them 7 times. But how many times? That's not a question. That's not really the question. The thing is, the treasure is locked down, and we pirating all the way around, and we don't even know where we put it. You know what I would do if I was you? I would have some style, take my clothes, have a nice shower, look great. I don't even, well, maybe if you need that, but je ne sais pas parler français trop bon. Je ne have, yo no tengo el perfume, so I don't even need the eau de toilette to look this great. You want me to tell you that I walk, right? I got my skiing, babe. If that's what you wanna hear. But talking about her, talking about me, it wasn't right. I growed it with my left, and I left. That's right, I left. But I wasn't Winstowing around. I wasn't. No, I wasn't. You know what was I doing? I was jamming with the van. I was jamming with James, the first one, and I was jamming with the buffaloes, and I was safaring around, and I was telling so many stories that I even was speaking with this girl about the matroshka stuff. And we were matroshka going around and matroshkaing, and we were matroshking so much. And it was just to bring you a game for your table, a dish, a cup of tea, a real good meal, an Egyptian perfume. I was reading Dostoevsky. I was in the fairy tales of Tolstoy, and I was what I wanna be. What I wanna be. That was what the girl just keep asking me. I wanna be. And I told her just let it. Just let it. You got it. You got it. But I wanna be. I wanna be. I want one of those Hade bees, those Jade bees, those jewels. And it was the birthday. The birthday. The birthday of the girl. We gotta do something for the birthday of the girl. And we gotta make some tea around. And we gotta make the table for the thing. And we gotta just ask the people in the house to make the tea for the thing, and the table for the table stuff, and everyone was walking around, whispering, prendan incienso, prendan el incienso, prendan el incienso, castañuelas, y decían que querían, pero why are you talking that Spanish in my house? I don't want you to speak that language in my house. And I told them, but why you let that guy speak? What guy? He's not a guy. Oh, guy fuck is not. Guy fuck is that guy fuck is. Why you let that guy fuck his vendetta around if he's not caking his birthday out? Oh, and that was a really good question. And I had no answers. But I had some ancestors that made the crossroads, and they went Sumerian around, and they even Babylon my dang soul, and Raga fusion, and Raga, all the Ragas, and all the reggae. But they don't wanted a kingdom. I didn't wanted no kingdom at all. Why would I want a kingdom if I can't have your love? And that was what he said to her that night. That was the real stuff, it wasn't a fairy tale, it was a really good piece of literature. I can assure you that wasn't from London, that wasn't from how's that writer called? I don't know how that writer called. But I wanna see. Bolivia kept asking, I wanna see, I wanna see. And Argentina told me like, I want, I want my islands. I want my islands. And we were speaking, everyone at the table, and I told her, I can get you some islands. There are islands everywhere. We can even make the new ones. In those times before, in those times they had those islands, and in those times they had those seas. But don't you want to touch my heart? Don't you want to fall in love? Don't you want all the poems that we have kept for you? The last time you were here when we were hunting. The last time you were here when we were writing. The last time you were here when we were dancing. Do you remember when we were dancing? Don't you remember when we were kissing each other? Don't you dream about that? Did you even recall when we were sitting in that town, observing everyone passing by in the library? Oh, good books we have. Oh, good books we have wrote. Good books we have read. And in that moment, they brought the tiara. How do you say that? The corona? Oh, the crown. Yeah, the crown. Yeah, that's the word. The crown. And it was a crown made out of fire for Alexandria. And Alexandria was just crying and crying, because no one could even understand her. And she was crying and crying and crying, and no one could even understand her. No one. But there was one that understood her, and he fell in love with Alessandria. And it was so perfect. It was so, and it was then. It was the end at that moment. But in present time, we gotta keep on. We gotta keep. You know what we gotta keep. Keep that. That you have. You don't need to ask for help. You don't need anything at all. You just need a really good smile. for the breakfast. Do you remember the breakfast? I can assure you that you do. They were all asking me questions, and they were, well, because when I speak about them, I'm speaking about everyone, and when I'm speaking about everyone, I'm speaking about all, and when I'm speaking about all, I'm speaking about the world, and when I'm speaking about the world, I'm speaking about a tarot card, and when I'm speaking about a tarot card, I'm speaking about myself, and when I'm speaking about myself, I'm speaking about you. Within. Touche, would that French girl mention. And they still crying. It's not that they crying, because I don't even know how to say that, but it's not really that they crying for it, but they don't even want that Eiffel Tower. I don't know if you know that, but they don't even like it. It's like a phallocentric symbol in the middle of the city, and everyone takes pictures with that thing, and it's not even real. It's like the Statue of Liberty in the USA. It's a monument. Yeah, I'm writing. I'm working in a project right now. Well, not at this moment in present time, because I'm recording this, register these sounds of my voice in the microphone of my cell phone. But I'm working in a project about I will go back to the main idea about French and the Eiffel Tower, right, in a moment. But I'm working in a project about the misconception and structural conceptual failures of monuments around the world, but not exactly monuments. It's and this is where France comes in. It's about the psicogeografía en español. I wouldn't say it's about the international situationist, because I would say that I will say and saying that it was an international letrist idea, and then I would have to say that I'm not speaking about the letters, and it's a linguistic. I was reading about that today. It's ludolinguistics. What happened with the great ludolinguistics? I really like the ludolinguistics. But sometimes we need more numbers. We need to be sure that we have a concrete language and that it won't fall away in a simple glimpse. That's true. And then you will fall in the idea that you can hypnotize somebody, making some kind of neurological programmation, or maybe they have programmed you with neurolinguistics, or you wanna program somebody with neurolinguistics. That's just nonsense. You know why? Because if I were a hypnotizer, maybe I am, maybe you are, that would mean that an hypnotizer has hypnotized me to be a hypnotizer, and that hypnotizer was hypnotizer by a hypnotizer by another hypnotizer that hypnotized that hypnotizer, and in that way in and in that way out of the neurolinguistic programmation system, PNL, NLP, PNL, LNP, whatever you wanna call that thing. It's just fake. Everyone's free. I am free. You are free. Everyone is free. And we have a value. We are persons. In any other way, whatever that's going on, it's going on. And if there is an information, a subconscious stuff or a conscious stuff, well, maybe I like it, maybe I don't. But it's knowledge. So, great to have some knowledge. You should have a time telephone or something and go call this so-called king and tell him about great knowledge. Do you know that land? You should ask him. Oh, and you know about I don't want to mess more around with the greatness. But you are great, I'm great, everyone's great. Greatness. That's cool. Maybe that's cool for now. That's a cool bunch of nouns. Oh, but the French. Yeah, the French tower, the Eiffel Tower. You know, there was a writer, an artist. I don't remember him, but I think I read something about him on the internet about him saying that he was every day eating at the Eiffel Tower because he hated the Eiffel Tower, and that was the only place that he couldn't see the Eiffel Tower. And I don't really care about the Eiffel Tower. It's not the Eiffel Tower thing I'm talking about. But the word surely had something to say when he was saying, and he was right. He was right. That would sound really funny if you see all the angles where I'm trying to expose my phrase. I even think I have a trouble with the language, so I'm having a lecture about Saussure, because I think I will need some help, but I don't need some help from the living ones. We have had so much good times with the dead poets, and I have died so many times. In those verses, in those verses, in that verse, and I have come again, and I will be there again. And it was so good of a museum, it was so good of a reading, that I don't even think I want to stop studying. They share so many, but so many good comics in the, for God's sake. Oh, and Breton always have a question. Oh, and Lorca always have an answer. Oh, and Magritte always have some boots. Oh, and Kafka always have a confusion. Audiobooks are the best books. They are not even books. That was it. A shadow saying something. An alchemical process. But I will tell you that I will never, ever fall in a retrogressive personality disorder. Well, I don't even know if it's a retrogressive personality disorder, the real concept I'm speaking. It's the process of individuation I wanna do it right. Uh, and in this, uh, in in this moment, I gotta sit back, because it's a Freudian thing. You will understand what I'm saying. The process of the personality, in a way, of evolving or progressing ahead in time and existence, have sometimes some problems in not problems, because I don't want to talk about problems, but some aspects where the subject in matter, the self, or maybe in another language of psychology, the patients, the el paciente, gets through a situation lived before and answers to this situation in the same way that he answered to that situation in the past. Therefore, gets stuck in that cycle. I don't remember if it was the retrogressive personality disorder or the um, individuation process. It's well, maybe that so-called Peterson can talk you more about that than me. But eventually you would have to ask Shishak about the thing that he have posted on his room. It's a psychological, logical logic from my point of view. And I don't even remember where I read that, but it was kind of a comic or something. Those comics always have future ideas. They write the future in comics because no one is going to believe them, and then in the future they read those comics and everything is just like they say it was going to happen, and it's like traveling in time because you read the comics and everything is the fiction coming to reality and the reality coming to fiction, and then you get in this space in time where everything is possible and everything is fun and everything is quite good and everything is quite bad. It's more than Nietzschean. It's like uh, the I was gonna shask my fingers, but I don't want to do that sound. I'm recording this thing. It's more than a Nietzschean thing. It's a Tartufo thing. It's Tartufo. It's a Tartufo. Well, I don't remember where I read the the statement, but it was a comic or something like that that said logic is um, logic is too complicated to leave it for the logicians. Therefore, I say that psychology is a really complicated thing to just leave it to the psychologists. Everyone should be in charge of psychology. Everyone is a psychologist. That's what psychologists today should be talking to people. They should be telling, but I don't want to tell anyone what they should be doing. But a psychology more than a psychologist should be in the power to empower the people, to tell them that they are psychologists in first place. That's the truth. I don't even think Jung have said that, and I don't even think Freud have said that, and I don't even think the other cognitive economists, psychologists have said that, or even the sociologists. They don't even know what they're saying, and they just speaking too much Marx, too much fascist, too much Asia, too much. What about UK? What happened with Australia? What happened with America? Did you even know America? Oh, and let's not even start talking about what happens over the seas or under the sea, or what happens in the occultist societies. They go to a course and they start coursing everyone, and they think as the same of the as the other thinker that's thinking. But hey, we gotta accept it. Sometimes we need a pat in the shoulder and people to tell us everything's going to be okay. But everything's not going to be okay. Everything's not going to be good or nice. That's not the truth about it. And it's just a kind of brotherhood of man, because they need to be in brotherhood of brotherhooding and brotherhooding. Why do you need a brotherhood? I understand the point of view of everyone living in peace, but you don't need to unify the consciousness or the speaking consciousness or the thought processes. We have convergence academy structurized. We have academies in a convergence structure, not thinking about the divergent way or the divergent path. The exercise of the ancient shamans. The axis mundi. Correlating all the aspects instead of just aspect. It doesn't have anything to do about nihilism. It's more than nihilism. It's the wish to come through. It's the wish to break through, and the desire of desiring, and the living of life just as it is. That sounds great, doesn't it? Living life just as it is. Hmm. Um. Well, this French uh, was walking with a bag full of explosives, and he was going to blow the Eiffel Tower away because he doesn't like the architectonic structure of it. And they caught him, and they stopped him from doing what he was doing. And this situation is started saying that they wanted to make some kind of situation about it, and surely they did, because what's a situation if it's not something did? Indeed, it was done.